bad day.
Head to
Bad day games,
factormeals.com/TimD50 and
I
use
don't know
code
where my
TimD50
fucking
to get 50%
head is
off.
going.
That's code TimD50 at factormeals.com/TimD50 to get 50% off.
That was the craziest part where he goes, if the kid's therapist doesn't want him there, we'll get him out.
Yeah.
What is happening in this world? I also think the parents that put their kids through all that acting stuff, it makes the kids insane. Because the kid's 14, he hasn't had a single friend, but he's got the stardom, and his parents have all this money.
I tried, and I couldn't get anything. I did a lot of theater. I never got big stuff. I think when you get big stuff, you get...
Theater still works because you have friends
what was that?
in the
That's
theater
hilarious.
class.
What was that? He pursued a career as a child actor. Dillon got a role in the famous news show Sesame Street. Even though he got a good role, Dillon's career as an actor never took off. Hey!
Listen, bitch, he was in an Eli Roth movie.
Bro, I got my fucking head cut off.
Yeah, I just met Eli recently, and I was like, hey, I'm friends with Tim. He didn't give a shit about me. He's like, he did the LA thing where he's looking at every different direction but you. He's like, yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, no, anyways, yeah, sick. Yeah, I love Tim. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Where was he? Where'd you guys meet?
Some movie premiere that I was in a movie. I had one role. I played a vape store employee. It was pretty fun.
What movie?
Drugstore June. It's one with Bill Burr and Esther. I'm in it with...
Can we be honest? These movies are just over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. I'm saying... Does anyone care about any of these things?
No, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I'm in the scene with Bad Baby, Danielle Bergoli. You know, she's making like 50. It's a lot.
Just try to overthrow the government. That's why I'm going to RFKs. I'd rather overthrow the government than do this. I'd rather die in like a revolutionary struggle than be in Drugstore June.
Movies don't need to be comedies anymore, but it's like you can do Marvel, you can do the action, you can do all that. Because then it's fun. Watching a comedy movie and it's not funny, you're like just pissed. Maybe I am because I'm like, oh, that could have been funny.
Well, any movie they make now is going to suck unless a comedian does it on their own and doesn't have any of this. Like, you can't get notes from unfunny. We've established that all the fucking risk takers have left, they're out.
Yeah.
They're out. It's replaced by fucking people that went to Wesleyan College. I mean, these are like...
Well, you got a guy giving you notes who does like ad sales.
Yeah, they suck.
Well, you look at the resume and
they suck.
They're now the head of comedy at BuzzFeed, and you're like, what you were selling ads in Florida. How did you come to this?
Well, a lot of these people just, again, they shouldn't be giving anyone notes. And if comics don't have full autonomy to do funny shit, then it's not that funny.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many people saying yes or no on what's funny.
That's true.
I mean, no joke would ever get off on stage if before you told the joke, you're like, hey, before I talk about this, do you guys want to hear this? Maybe, yes, no. You just do it. And then out of the audience, you get 70% laugh, 100% laugh, 30% laugh.
You have like crazy fans, people show up to the crib?
I have a few stalker-ish people who scare me a little bit.
Interesting. Men, women, both?
Women.
Wow, I like it. Now, what's their thing? What do they say? We're meant to be together?
That.
My favorite thing about stalkers, they would show up outside of like Lady Gaga's house or like Taylor Swift's house, and they're like, and the cops would be dragging them out. And they'd be like, "No, I'm here to protect her." That's my favorite thing stalkers do. They go, "Excuse me, I'm here to protect her." Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do they do?
It's just overly loving. It's just overly. It's a lot of messages. It's a lot of gifts. It's a lot of.
It's too much.
It's just It's just not. I would. Yeah. It just scares me a little bit because it's like what do they say? Like the closest people are the scary.
Do they ever show up?
To shows some.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a few where I go like, I'll give the security before the show like, hey, if this person comes to the show, be on the lookout.
Right.
But they're all nice, so that's the hard part because you don't want to do anything that would essentially anger them. Right. So if you block them or ban them from a show, I think it's only going to raise the stakes. So I think it's just best to just be like, oh, thank you for whatever.
Oh my God, this is a slip!
Like,
oh, that was really bad shit.
What a great way to say it.
You know, I don't know.
Thank you for whatever you're doing.
Well, my chances are they're probably listening right now and be like, is he talking about me? So I'm just very blanket statement like, oh, yeah, hey.
You got to do it.
I'm going to put out my Dan Schneider, sorry to my stalker. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk about that. But if you're uncomfortable, get a therapist.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a lot of stalker?
No, I have people that are mentally unwell that send stuff. You know, there's a lot. When you talk about conspiracies, you talk about anything like that, you have a group, there's an amount of the audience is probably suffering from schizophrenia. You know, I think about 10% of the country is schizophrenic now. I really, truly believe.
Yeah.
So when you do an individual show where you talk to people and they just hear your voice over and over again, you know. But it's I've had